Some of the challenges that I faced 20 years ago have started to disappear, and that's a good thing. The first challenge was the fact that no one knew what in the world exit planning meant. They don't understand the difference between exit or succession planning. Even succession planning was a confusing term. So there was a lot of terminology that was just not aware. They were like, I don't get it. What are we doing here? And so I was not just me, but I imagine other people feel this in their own communities. But I was like, I feel like I was a lone wolf. I mean, speaking to a void. So the initial challenge was to help an owner understand where we really were trying to be of some help, and it wasn't just some crazy path, if you will. That has changed now. Now, almost all owners today are very well aware of those terms and what they mean and why they're important. That doesn't mean, though, that it makes it any easier. There still is an important aspect of the fact that we're dealing with something very emotional, very personal. I've always said a business is oftentimes like their other child, the one that will never leave home and will never talk back, right? But and most owners really get that, and they get a good chuckle out of that because they understand it. It is very much attached to them. So even in one of my planning stages, I call it "Who Gets My Baby Now?" I mean, that's the final stage of it. Who gets my baby now? And again, it resonates with them. And so today, I would say it's more talking to them in a way to where it keeps them aware that we understand as advisors, we understand the emotional connection that they have. And it's not easy to transition, it's not easy to let go, and the reasonings behind it. So those are some of the areas of where I see even though they're more aware, it's where the challenges still exist. And then lastly, probably to stay out of the noise. So there's a lot of people out there in the different disciplines who say they're in exit planning, or they're in business succession planning. But when you really unpack it, they really aren't. And so I've intentionally restructured a lot of my earlier conversations with owners to make sure they're aware of what we're going through and to make sure it's the right fit. This is too important. Their business, for financial and emotional reasons, is too important to just go with the first person that talks a good game. I think that they really need to have a layer of trust so that they will reveal what's going on, and so therefore a plan has actually a better chance of being implemented. And so if I'm not the right fit, fortunately now there's many others in this industry that actually can. And so I'd rather an owner work with somebody that they're comfortable with, even if it's not me, because of the impact of that's negative of not doing the right type of planning.